Good day. I am Teacher Girly, and our lesson in listening for this week is from one of your Oxford student book with a big question: where are we in the universe? Specifically about listening for reasons. Now, before we proceed, we first need to understand what are reasons, okay? So, a reason is a basis or a cause, as for some belief, action, fact, or event. So, a reason is a cause of something. A reason is also a statement presenting an explanation of a belief, action, conclusions, or judgments from facts. So first, it is the cause. Second, it presents an explanation. And the last definition of reason is it is the answer for questions starting with the word why. Okay, so that's the reason. Number one, it's a cause. It presents an explanation and it answers the question starting with why. Now, why is there a need to listen for reason? Okay, so first here is to understand the reasons of the question, okay? So of course, there will be no question if there is no cause, if there is no need for an explanation. So the very first importance of listening to gain reason is to understand the reason of the question or why the question exists. Number two, to share your own ideas or understanding about the reason of the problem or question. So if you already listened to the facts, then you will be able to understand the cause of the problem or the reason of the question. Then you will be able to expand the idea. You will be able to share your own thoughts about that particular reason. If it's a good reason, if it's a valid reason, okay? So lastly, once you're already able to expand your thoughts, once you're able to share your own idea, you will be able to strike up a productive and interactive conversation. And usually, through this productive and interactive conversation, we will be able to solve the problem, to go through, to deepen through the reason of the problem or the cause of the problem, then finding out the solution. So that's the main reason why we have to listen, to be able to give reason or to be able to understand the reason. Now, how to write a good reason, okay? So you already understood why do we need to listen for us to be able to understand, and we have to listen for reason. Now we have to know how to write a good reason, okay? So first up here, listen attentively to understand. We will be repeating this all throughout, okay? Because for you to be able to write a good reason, you have first to understand what is the question or what is the problem, okay? So, listening attentively doesn't only mean plainly hearing or plainly listening. It means you have to focus in listening. You have to analyze the statement, okay? And then understand why the question exists, okay? So we have here next. Now, once you already understood the question, okay, you have to organize your thoughts. You can't just plainly give your reason. You have to organize your thoughts properly for it to become a good reason, okay? Now, for you to organize your reason, we only have here a basic pattern that you have to follow. First, start your sentence with your subject or what the question is all about. Okay, so for this one, you just only need to reinstate the question. Okay, so for example, why are the stars yellow? Okay, so you have to reinstate the question. You have to say the stars are yellow. So you have to begin with that one. You have to reinstate your subject. You have to reinstate the question for focus on your point. Okay? After you reinstate your question, you then add your reason after the word because. The because word here is very important. It plays a very important role because it will connect your problem and your reason, or your question and your reason. So first, your subject or the reinstatement of your question plus because plus your reason. Okay? And then the last here is provide only the needed reasons to answer the question based on what you listened to. Okay, so it will be one question, one answer. You don't need to add any more words that may confuse your listener. You only need to answer the question, plainly the question. That's why you really need to listen attentively so that you will be able to understand and analyze what is the main reason of the question or the main reason of the problem. Now, since you already understood what a reason is, why you need to listen to understand, why do you need to listen for a reason? You already know how to write a good reason. We then will go to a listening activity. You will be listening to a video here, a track here. Listen attentively so that you will be able to answer the question that will follow. Okay, so again, listen attentively to this recording that I will be playing. If you need, you can actually write notes on your notebook so that you will be able to answer properly the question that will follow on the following slides. Okay, so listen attentively. I will now be playing the next recording.
14. Listening. A. Listen. Match each question with a reason.
Wow! Just look at all those stars in the sky.
I know. Here at Grandpa's farm, they're so easy to see.
Why are they so easy to see, Grandpa?
There's less light pollution, Andy. Light pollution is all of the lights that shine in a big city at night. It's hard to see the stars there.
Hey, look at that really big star in the western sky.
That's not a star, Jenny. That's Venus. It's a planet in our solar system.
Why is it so bright, Grandpa?
Well, Venus is close to the Earth right now, and it's covered in clouds, so sunlight bounces off of it and shines back to us.
Grandpa, do you see that fuzzy white belt across the sky? What is that?
That's the Milky Way, Andy. It's the galaxy where we live.
But if we're in the Milky Way, how can we see it?
The Milky Way is shaped like a disk. We're in the disk, looking through it. What you are seeing are billions of stars in that disk. There are so many, it looks like milk.
Oh, that's why they call it the Milky Way.
That's right, Jenny.
Okay, so now based on that recording that you listened to, we have here a question. Why are stars so easy to see on Grandpa's farm? Okay, so I will help you answer this one, and then for the next, you can answer on your own. Okay, so why are stars so easy to see on Grandpa's house? I mean, Grandpa's farm. So we need to reinstate the question first. We have here. Okay, so the green one is the reinstatement of the question because here is the connector which is colored red and the black one is the reason. Okay, so from why are stars so easy to see in Grandpa's farm, it became stars are easily seen from Grandpa's farm, and then because there are fewer lights shining outside of a big city. So as you can see here, reinstatement of the question, because, and then the answer or the reason. Your activity, let's try listening for reason. Let's try to answer this from the listening that you did. Number one, why is Venus so bright? Number two, why can we see the Milky Way galaxy when we're in it? And then the choices that you have here, it's shaped like a disc. We are in a disc and we can look through it. So second choice is it's close to Earth and has clouds that bounce sunlight to Earth. So you can answer on your own now and then let's compare our answer. Okay, so for number one, why is Venus so bright? The answer is Venus is so bright because it's close to Earth and has clouds that bounce sunlight to Earth. And then for number two, why can we see Milky Way galaxy when we're in it? The answer is we can see the Milky Way galaxy when we're in it is because it's shaped like a disc. We are in the disc and we can look through it. Or you can state it like we can see the Milky Way galaxy even when we're in it because it's shaped like a disc. We are in the disc and we can look through it. So you can use this one in your reasoning in the future. Thank you so much for listening, and you do enjoy the rest of your week. You can use this one in your reasoning